During the 2020 lockdowns, Kelly and I made this podcast to talk about the movies that we love while bored at home. We tried so many different ways to record and edit, but found it difficult and we experienced some bad sound quality until we found Zencastr. It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high quality podcast right away. Record studio quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Feel a sense of zen knowing Zencastr's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality, even if the connection is unstable. If you have thought about podcasting before and realized that you need a lot of different tools and services, those days are over. With Zencastr's all-in-one podcasting platform, you can create your podcast all in one place and distribute to Spotify, Apple, and other major destinations. So go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code SYTYI, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same easy experiences we do for all of our podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story.
Hey guys, you've heard us talk about how we want to live our lives in balance with our hectic work lives to getting a workout in and treating our bodies better. I've been changing my routine up at the gym and getting myself to eat better. And one thing I'm adding is liquid IV. In one stick, I'm getting 5 essential vitamins and 2 times faster hydration than if I drank water alone. It's great for those tough workouts where I need an extra boost or when I'm feeling a little run down after a long day at work. I love how on the go this packaging is. I throw a few in my gym or my work bag and it takes up zero space. And the taste is amazing. Since it's summertime, I'm reaching more for strawberry lemonade. And with other great summer flavors like watermelon and guava, there's something for everyone. And it's not just the flavor that will have you grabbing for more. Like I said, Liquid IV contains 5 essential vitamins like B3, B5, B6, and B12, and vitamin C. And it's made with premium ingredients. So, if you want to up your hydration game this summer, get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use our code SYTYI at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using our code SYTYI at liquidiv.com.
Hey!
Hey!
Welcome to So You Think You're Iconic, the movie podcast. We have a doozy for you this week. I'm really excited.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So how you been, Kelly?
I'm all right. I'm gonna give you a little gym update for myself.
Okay.
But I only do 3 gym days a week, and I do legs, I do shoulders/arms, and then I just started doing abs because I hate myself, and why not?
Okay.
Tell me why. Like, I know it's like that's like the progress of going to the gym and working out. Like, you have to start at the lower weight and then work yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why I'm on like the lower the lower weight and I'm doing it and I'm all like, "Oh, this is fine" for like some ab workouts, and then like I go the next one up on a machine and I'm immediately dying. It's a very humbling experience working out at the gym.
Okay.
Um but yeah, I am very like gentle with myself about going to the gym and using the weight that I need to use instead of using the weight that I think I should use because I would just die if I did that. Um Also, y'all doing abs at the gym, y'all are God's strongest soldiers because it's it's tough. Let me just say that. I'm out here doing crunches and I'm dying. Weighted little crunches with like my little 5-pound weight and I'm like, I want to die. I don't want to do another set.
Okay.
But yeah,
You could
and I'm
just
feeling it.
you could just not do abs. I don't do abs because what's the point?
I know a lot of people don't because like when I first wanted to get into doing my abs, I was all like, um I wonder what other people are doing. So I texted my brother who goes to the gym a lot, and I'm all like, "What do you do for abs?" He's like, "I don't," and I'm like, "Oh,
He's so
okay."
real for that because same. Like I just don't.
Yeah, and he's all like, "Yeah, I don't." He's like, "And I do that on purpose." And I'm like, "Okay, great." And then I texted my other friend who goes to the gym, and he's all like, "Yeah, no." He's like, "I should, but I don't." I'm like, "Okay, well." And then Google doesn't help me at all. Because like they're all like, do abs at home. I'm like, but I don't want to do abs at home because the second I go home, I want to lay down. Like I'm not. If it's not the bike, I'm just gonna lay down.
I mean, you can just go into like every gym has like that little like studio, right? You just go in there, put down a mat, and just do the at home ab thingy
See,
in
by
there.
the time I get to the gym, we have like a lot of the studios they use for like classic group classes.
Hmm.
And so by the time I get to the gym, they're either almost done and about to start another class, or it's the middle of a class already. So yeah, I have to be one of those people that are like, is there any small free space in this gym where I can just lay down a mat for like two of my
Okay. I think
exercises?
I think it's time for you to just be like a normal person and just don't do abs.
I'm committed. I've done two ab workouts already. So, and the first one, I I was getting up out of bed the next day and I felt it so hard.
Well,
And I
good for
felt it
you,
for like
because
the next day after when like I would sneeze or cough and I'm just like, "Oh my Lord, like what is happening?"
good for you. Because the most I will do is a couple of sit-ups. That is it. I'm not maybe a plank. Like I'm not doing mountain climbers. I'm not
Mm-mm.
doing those like leg lifts. I'm not doing the you're like on your hands and your feet and then like you like lift up one hand and I'm not doing all that shit.
Yeah,
I just am not.
I get it. I mean, see, I was traumatized with planks, mountain climbers, and shoot, what was that other one? There was another one. Um in high school when I was in sports. Like they'd make us do that.
Hmm.
And so like now that I think about it, I'm like, I never want to do another plank again. Like I cannot. So yeah, I've gone through so many like workout sites that are like, here's some like workouts that you can do at the gym. So I do like raises. I do
Hmm.
the I do some cable work for like I don't know what the muscles are called, but the side of your muscles, the
The
side of your
obliques. Yeah,
yes, and then like your full core. This one was weird too because you stand away from the machine, you pull the cable out,
I've done
and then you
that.
just like
Yeah.
do this. But because there's so much resistance, you're using your abs just to like not like go back towards the machine. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be easy. But I put it on a regular weight, and I just stood there. I'm like, why am I already feeling it? So yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, I am on an ab journey. And for those of you who just want to live vicariously through me, I get it. I get it.
Be crazy as
Abs
hell.
are hard.
I've never wanted abs that badly. I've never wanted abs badly enough to cut carbs. I've never wanted abs badly to only eat healthy food, and I've definitely never wanted abs badly enough to do ab exercises. I don't care. I
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I'm not here to get a six pack. I'm just here to get a smoother stomach. That's it. I'm not reaching for the stars.
I feel like you don't even need to do abs to do that.
Probably true, but I've been brainwashed
Okay.
into thinking I do.
Well, good for you.
Yeah. So what about you? What are you up to?
Um, not much. Work was work. I
Mm.
my lead is on vacation, so I have a temporary lead. I love my temporary lead more than I like my actual lead.
Really?
Well, she was my lead before I got onto this new program,
Oh.
and then she like followed us into this new program, and then she wasn't my lead anymore. I got a new lead. She's just so much smarter than him. but but it's fine. And like he's so bad that he'll just be like when we first started and we had like our like one-on-ones, he was like, you don't ask a lot of questions. I'm like, well, when I do, you don't really help me, so I just figure it out myself.
Dang.
But I didn't say that. I was like, oh no, I just like to figure stuff out myself.
Right.
And he's like, oh yeah, that's cool. uh, like when we have our one-on-ones every week, we don't talk about anything.
Dang.
He's just like, do you have any like questions of for anything? And if I do, I'll tell him. If not, it's a very short one-on-one. Like we don't. We don't talk about anything. And
I know. We're
my work is impeccable, so like he doesn't have anything to like
right,
correct. So I don't
right,
know what to say.
right. No, I get it. I mean, we've started doing monthly what is it called? Monthly team meetings.
Hmm.
And like the first couple were just like, there's nothing to talk about here. This is a waste of 30 minutes of my time, but as long as I'm not working, I'm okay, I guess.
True. Like I love my one-on-ones because it gives me a little bit of time to like not have to work.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then yeah, so my new lead, very nice, very helpful. She's finally been able to help me with something that I've been asking my lead for like 2 weeks.
Hey, oh.
So yay. Because like all of his responses have just been, oh, just email the person. I'm
Oh,
like,
jeez.
that's the problem. I'm emailing them and they're not answering. So what do
Yeah.
I do? And then so I told her on Friday, and she was like, "Oh, I have a meeting with someone, so like let me figure it out." And so she came back to me and she was like, "Yeah, so I haven't got all the specifics, but like here's like kind of what you can do." And I was like, "Okay, cool, thanks." Like was it that hard?
Right.
Because just telling me to email people when they're not answering my emails isn't really helping me.
Yeah.
But yeah, fun times, fun times. Also, we have another instance of Jordan is psychic. We
I
we
love
have
these
another
moments.
we have another instance of Jordan is psychic. So last week I went to Target and I told Kelly while I was
Oh,
sitting in the
yeah.
Target parking lot waiting for my pickup order. I told her I have a feeling within the next year or two, Target's going to start charging us for these drive up pickups. And she was like, no, they're
Yeah.
not. She got all defensive. She was like, no, they're not.
I did. I did.
And then what happened? Not even a week later, Kelly, I texted
Yeah,
you
not
that
even.
Target was starting to like work on a subscription service. And I
Hmm.
was like, we're just one step closer. I told you, Kelly. I'm never wrong. Just always know that. I'm never wrong. Even if I'm not right
Yeah.
in the moment, long term, I'm always right.
Yeah.
I'm
Jordan plays the long game
psychic. I
sometimes.
play the
Yeah.
long game sometimes, but I am psychic. So yeah, everyone start enjoying your free pickup, drive up pickups right now because I'm telling you, in a year to 2 years, they're going to start charging for them. And you want to know why I
Yeah.
think they're going to start charging for them? Because you can't pick up extra shit when you drive up and pick up your stuff. You can't accidentally walk past something and be like, oh, I think I'll get that too.
Yeah.
So they're going to start charging people. That way, more people come into the store. See, I'm psychic. I'm psychic. I First off, I have a business degree. Secondly, I'm psychic.
Yeah, that
So
is
I
true.
I
Yeah.
I know how this all works. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So if y'all need anything, if you need some help guessing on something that could happen, if you need help on finding out of whether or not you should date or marry that person, come to me. Come to me. I will help you.
Yes. He'll set you straight.
I'll set you straight. First off, I can tell if a relationship is a good relationship within minutes of meeting that person. Secondly, I I just know. I just know.
He
I
has
know
that
everything.
sixth sense.
I have that sixth sense. I know everything. Just know that. Thank you. That's all I had to say. That's all I had to say. Okay, Kelly. Did you have anything else?
No.
Cool. So you could go ahead and tell us about our movie this week.
So, this week we are talking about She's All That.
Yay! I
Yay!
saw this. I saw this movie for the first time last year.
And that
It was
shocks
it was
me.
it was randomly on TV, and I was like, "Oh, I've never seen this before," and I watched it
It's
last
such a
year.
good movie. I love this movie. Um, so we start this movie uh watching Laney as she works on her art project. and as she goes to wake up her brother Simon for school. The kids are dropped off at school by their dad, as the popular kids arrive as well. Laney meets up with Jessie, her best friend, as Zach meets up with Dean and Preston and catch up after their spring break.
There randomly being a picture of Zach in the school hallway is hilarious. Like,
Yeah,
why? And I think they make fun of that in Not Another Teen Movie.
they probably do.
Did that movie come out before this movie or after this movie?
After.
It came out after. Okay, so they most definitely did make fun of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if I remember correctly, one of my movie facts mentions that movie.
Okay.
Katie, Alex, and Chandler run into the guys, and when Zach asks about Taylor, his girlfriend, they all ignore him.
Hmm. Also, Paul Walker is in this movie. And the first
Yes.
time I watched this movie, I immediately texted Kelley and I was like, why is Paul Walker so jacked?
Oh yeah, he's
Like I've
absolutely ripped in this
like
movie.
I had never seen Paul Walker that big in my entire life.
Mm-mm.
I was like, what the hell? I had to do some investigating. And after some investigating, I realized that he had been filming, what's the name of that movie? Friday Night Lights or something? That
Yeah.
football movie, whatever, around the same
Mhm.
time that he filmed this movie. So I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because
He did get jacked for this movie
I
specifically.
was like, why would you get jacked for this movie? Like, he is huge.
Oh yeah, he's so
He,
defined in this movie.
he's huge. And then his character is a soccer player. And I'm like, what soccer
Yeah.
player would be this big?
Yeah, because most soccer players are slim.
Because, like,
Like they have muscle, but they're slim.
he's walking around like Vince Vaughn walks, just like
Yes.
stepping side to side. I'm like,
And the arms.
that's not really like agility of a soccer player.
Mm-mm. That's a
But yeah,
linebacker right
if
there.
you've never seen this movie, go watch it just to see how ripped Paul Walker is.
Yes. And
Also,
oh, go
Kelley,
ahead.
that's the Buffy school.
Damn it! Why did you say that? That's literally one of my movie
Cause
facts.
literally, they were walking through the courtyard, and I saw those iconic Buffy stairs. I was like,
The
"That's the
stairs.
Buffy school."
Yes. Yeah. It's the Buffy school.
Hmm.
You literally can't not see it because the courtyard is so iconic for
It's so iconic.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Uh,
So yeah. Yeah,
and then
it's
let
the
me
Buffy the Vampire School.
let me thirst a little bit. Gabrielle Union looks good as fuck.
No, for real?
She looks good as fuck. That woman does not
She's
age. She
uh-uh.
looks
Uh-uh.
good.
She's gorgeous.
Mm, mm.
Whenever she's on screen, I'm like, hi.
Gabrielle Union is so hot. I don't know how she didn't become a bigger star. Like, she is so fucking hot.
Everyone's a hater.
She's like one of those like levels of hotness that is so unattainable. You're just like, how are you
Mm-hmm.
born? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what cosmic energy was in the air the night you were
Right.
born?
Right.
Like, just wow. Like a face
Mm-hmm.
sculpted by the gods.
Mm-hmm. She's the type of hot and like put together that like would scare me if I ever saw her in real
Yeah,
life.
if
I'd
I
be like,
saw her in
I
public,
can't.
I would
Mm-mm.
lose my fucking breath.
Yeah.
Gabrielle Union is so fucking hot. I don't even know how she has been able to date a man because I can't imagine having to go up to someone that hot and asking them out.
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. She'd have to ask me out because I
Yeah,
I would go up to her and just be like,
I, like would not be able to speak.
yeah, no, speechless because I wouldn't if I would have to get through it, I couldn't look at her.
No,
I could not
it
because
would
I
be
would
like
I
it would be like looking at an angel. Like it would literally drive me crazy.
Yes. We love her, by the way. If you guys didn't pick up on that, we love
Oh, I
her.
love Gabrielle Union. Seen almost everything she's ever been in. I love that woman. She is old enough to be my mother, but I still love that woman. Damn, had a crush on her since I was like 3.
Let's
Her,
go.
Megan Good, yikes. Um, and Megan Fox, that was my holy trinity right there.
Mm-hmm. Very
Mm-hmm.
valid. Very valid. Back to the movie.
Really.
When Taylor does show up, she's got all types of attitude.
Mm-hmm.
And when Zach goes to talk with her, she's all like, "Yeah, I'm breaking up with you."
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is because when she went on her trip to Florida, she was part of some. It was like MTV's Spring Break kind of deal,
Which
you
I'm
know.
so pissed that we didn't get to experience that.
Yeah,
Like quite literally,
that was
by
an
the
era.
time by the time we hit middle school, they stopped doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And now
Yeah.
it's just completely not a thing, like at all.
No, I used to watch MTV Spring Break.
I
Like that
used to
was the
watch
thing.
that. Yes.
That was the thing.
They would bring celebrities down. They would have
Mm-hmm.
performances.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do that shit at
It
all
was
anymore.
no, everyone's boring. They need to bring that
Yeah.
back. But if they did bring that
MTV,
back, I don't think I would ever want to see anybody they would bring.
true.
You know what I mean?
True. True. But I think that's part of the problem.
Mm,
I think it's part of the problem. They don't
mm-hmm.
have good enough artists that anyone would want to go see them.
No.
MTV,
Ugh,
please go back to your glory days. I feel like if
right.
MTV went back to doing what MTV was made to do, the music industry would be better.
It would have to be.
It would have to be better.
Like MTV and then BET's 106 in Park. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. Those I was on it every Friday for
Yes.
BET.
Loved
For 106 in
106 in
Park.
Park.
Oh my gosh. Like 106 in Park was like my music Bible.
106 in Park was how I found out Michael Jackson died. I was literally watching 106 in Park.
Literally. And then I watched the funeral on
Yeah.
106.
Like, come on.
Like that was the thing you did.
That was
You
an
watched a
era.
106. It was an era. I loved the era of 106 in Park.
Hmm.
And then when they replaced Roxy,
Hmm.
mm, that was sad to me.
When what's his name? When his name is not Lil Bow Wow anymore. Like he's like a grown ass
Oh
adult.
no, yeah.
But
Yeah.
when he started taking over, that's when I started side eyeing the show. And then
Yeah.
they brought on some random girl, and I was just like, nah,
Mm-mm. No.
nah,
It didn't feel the same when Roxy left.
no,
And then didn't she come back for like a little
maybe,
bit?
uh,
I think she came back
uh,
to like host like smaller parts of 106. But
maybe.
then when she was completely gone, I think that was also the downfall of music. That's when the music started getting a little weird.
Hmm.
And so it's like,
If you don't know what 106 in Park was, it was the black version of TRL.
oh, yeah, sorry.
It was the black version of TRL, and if you don't know what TRL is, you're too young, so I don't know what to tell
Yeah,
you.
I don't know what they don't have an equivalent nowadays.
They
So
don't have an equivalent.
I mean,
There's no. I think
I
they
guess,
tried to
but
reboot TRL, but they did it with like Vine influencers, so
mm,
no one watched it, of course.
yeah,
So I don't know what to like tell you on that. They just don't have music shows anymore.
mm-mm. I think my music like would be so much broader if I had 106 in Park still.
Yeah.
Because I feel
I
like
mean,
now I just get either new songs from TikTok or like someone that I like and already drops an album or like a new song.
yeah. I get all of my new music from TikTok now.
Or like I'll do like the Spotify like curated playlists that are like, here's the vibe, and I'm like, I guess that's the vibe. Let's listen to it.
Hmm. And then I
But
don't
yeah.
really listen to like hip hop as much as I do because all male rappers suck
Mm,
now.
yeah, yeah.
And so all I have are like female rappers
Mm-hmm.
now on my playlist. So that's another thing that needs to be worked on, but
Yeah.
we'll talk about that later.
Mhm. But anyway, Taylor at the party meets Brock Hudson, and they have a whirlwind romance. She gets a tattoo
Getting a
in
tattoo out of
commemoration for
someone's
them.
van is nightmare
Oh
fuel.
yeah, yeah. She's outside while this is happening. By the way,
Outside.
no.
Yuck. Disgusting.
But yeah, they spend like what, a week together, maybe.
Hmm.
So yeah, she's got a new boyfriend, and Zach is kicked to the curb. So in art class, Laney has brought her piece that she was working on earlier, and it's based on a riot in Mogadishu. Never heard of that place. Didn't look it up.
Didn't either.
Um, but her teacher isn't impressed because she's like, "There's nothing you about this art piece."
I don't
But
get
the
art.
yeah,
I'm just gonna say that right
some
now.
I get, some I get, others I don't.
I don't get
But
abstract
some,
art.
oh, me neither. Me neither.
Also, her teacher is the seer from Charmed.
Yes, yes.
The one
We've got
that
very
stole
iconic people in this
the
movie.
one that stole Phoebe's baby. If you know, you
Yes.
know. Sorry for
And
that
if you don't,
spoiler,
find
even though that
out.
show came out 30 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. But some of the other students are impressed with her art and they make a backhanded compliment to her and they suggest that she kills herself for her art because that's what every great artist does.
Mm-hmm. See,
Mm.
don't ever try to play me like that. I love playing games, so don't try to play games with me. You will lose.
Yes.
You will lose.
Yeah, don't
You,
step to Jordan.
and I play the long game. You might not
Hmm.
lose in that moment, but you will eventually lose.
And you'll lose
Hmm.
big.
Yeah. If you want to be funny, I'll be hilarious. Don't play with me.
He will get the last laugh.
I will get the last laugh.
So we then hear the campus DJ, who is Usher, announce
Yeah.
to everyone that Zach and Taylor have broken up. And
Yeah, because it was very public.
it was very public. And I love how Zach's like, maybe we can keep it on the DL. Bro, that is not happening.
Everyone on in the courtyard when it was happening was being dead quiet so that they could hear what was happening.
Oh, yeah. Everyone in that courtyard was messy. They're like, I want to know exactly what's going on
And then as soon as
here.
like he looked over at everybody, they like went back to their
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, they're like two of the most popular people in school. How are they gonna hide that? You
Hmm.
don't. But after the announcement, Brock is there to pick up Taylor, and he gets upset because he's like, Taylor's replaceable. She's just a pretty girl with no personality. I can take anyone and make them prom queen.
Hmm.
So,
Also, when Brock gets there, he's immediately swarmed by girls. I'm just like, no one would care about Brock. He was literally a
no,
contestant on The Real World, which,
the
if you
real
don't know
world.
what The Real World is, it's like Survivor without the task.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's literally just people in a house living together.
Together. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like Big Brother without like the little
Yeah.
games they do.
Yeah.
And do you know how bad of a person you have to be to get kicked off of a reality TV show?
Right.
I think
You have to
so.
be awful.
I think on the actual Real World show, a guy got kicked off because he was an extreme racist. So you know how bad of a person you
Yeah.
have to be to get kicked off of a reality TV show.
Yeah, and especially in the early 2000s
Where they used to let
for
people hit
extreme
each other.
racism.
They used to let
Right.
people hit each other on reality TV. So
Mhm.
you think they just pulling people off for no reason? No.
You literally had to be the spawn of the devil to
Yeah,
get
you
kicked
had
off
to
of
be a
a reality
horrible
TV show
person to get
because
kicked off.
they let anybody and everybody on reality TV shows.
Hmm. Hmm. I think
Just to give
one
y'all
guy
some
was.
context.
I think. I think one guy was a murderer on a reality TV show, and
I
then
don't
they
remember
found
that.
out like after the fact, and then they pulled the reality TV show. I
What?
can't. I can't remember what the name of the show was. I'll look it up while you're talking
Yeah, we have to figure that
and
one
figure
out.
it out. But I'm pretty sure there was a murderer on a reality TV show.
What the
And then
heck?
after people found out that he was a murderer, they pulled the show. So, like I
Damn.
said, they let anybody on reality TV back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now they do like they have like
Screening.
they do screenings, they have psychologists on set to like make sure everybody's okay. Back then it
Mhm.
was the Wild Wild West. They did not give a
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
about those people.
No. No, any psychological or physical damage that you received on the show was for content and content
Was for
only.
content. They were gonna film it.
Yeah.
They used to film people having sex.
Yeah. Full
and they
on.
would and they would put like full on sex, like not like how they do it today, where like they'll be making out. and they'll be in bed on top of each other, and then they'll cut.
No.
No, they
No.
would film them having sex and
Yep.
show us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It was a wild time. It was a wild time for television.
Very.
We'll never see a time like it again.
No, we won't. So, Dean takes him up on his bet and gives him 6 weeks to transform any girl of his choosing into prom queen. And Zach agrees. They start looking for a girl, but Dean picks Laney after she makes a scene of dropping all of her stuff. And I guess Laney has a reputation already, though it seems like she doesn't because she's not like on anybody's radar, but apparently she's got some type of reputation.
Let me just start with the fact that Zach acted like Laney was the absolute worst pick in the world he could have gotten. The
Mm-hmm.
skinny, pretty much conventionally attractive, except for the way that she dressed, white
Right.
girl.
Right. She's
He
just
was
a
like,
mousy white girl.
she's just a mousy white girl. And he was like, anyone else. Like, he was like, I could even do with a fat
Right.
girl. And I was like, what? I was
Right.
like, what?
Right.
I was like,
Right.
this is
Just because she
actually
likes
the best pick
it's
you
the
could have
best
gotten.
possible outcome. Right.
Yeah.
He acted
But I
like it was
guess
the end
that
of the
but I
world.
guess that's why they make not another teen movie did come out after this movie because they literally
Mm-hmm.
make fun of this scene. I guess
Mm-hmm.
that's why they make fun of it and not another teen movie
Yeah.
about the girl with the glasses.
Yeah. Because it's literally when they do her eventual makeover transformation, it's one of those just take the glasses off and she's pretty.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's that's
That's
what
it.
this level of she's so awful that Laney is. It's
Hmm.
Zach is blind.
Hmm.
But yeah, Zach can't back out now, so he commits. And when he tries to talk to Laney and Simon, who he doesn't call Simon, by the way, he uses one of the nicknames that he's accrued. She immediately brushes him off. At home, Zach and his sister Mac talk about his breakup with Taylor because she's obviously heard about it, even though she goes to an all girls school
She goes to a whole
somewhere
different
else.
school.
Yeah. And I love how Zach was like, I hope this breakup is small. Bro, if your sister heard about it and she doesn't even go to your school,
Hmm.
dude.
That's how you know something is big. If it
Oh
crosses
yeah.
schools, it's big.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, but yeah, he says he's got a new girl kind of, and Mac's like, maybe you should actually get to know the person you're dating, like as a person,
Hmm.
instead of just dating the hottest person you know. Eventually, Zach's parents come home and they ask about his college applications and worry that he hasn't received any answers yet from any of the colleges. But Zach's like, it's fine, don't worry about it. But he's got all of his acceptance letters hidden upstairs in his room.
I literally wrote, fuck you, Zach.
No, seriously.
Because literally he got into most of the Ivy League schools.
Yeah, and he couldn't make a decision.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
His whole internal conflict for this movie being that he can't choose a school is so flimsy.
It's so
Like
flimsy. It's so white people problems.
oh my
It's
god, white
awful.
rich people problem too.
Hmm.
Like I love how Lainey immediately like clocks him on it later on in the movie, and she's like,
Right. She's like, that's
"What?
your big problem?
Right?
You can't
Ooh,
decide what Ivy League school you want to go to?
ah!" Your privilege is showing so hard right now, Zach. Like it's actually insane. But anyway, Taylor and the girls are out shopping, and Katie and Chandler let Taylor know. Well, they try to talk to her about prom because like prom's the only thing that she's ever been able to talk about apparently. Um, and they are super annoyed with her because the only thing that she can talk about is her spring break with Brock and her new tattoo. Like she doesn't even
Hmm.
care about prom anymore. But she's very confident that she can still win prom queen because I guess it's a lineage in her family, and she's going to
Yeah.
peak the minute she graduates.
I mean, absolutely. First off, anyone who cares about winning prom queen, already a loser. Already a loser.
Yeah, it's not that
Um,
serious.
it's not that serious. It's literally one blip in your life.
Mhm. Mhm. And
Like,
it's not even
sure,
based on any type of merit. It's literally just people picking you.
popularity, and then
Mhm.
you'll never see those people again in a couple of months. So,
And you probably don't care about all of those people who voted for you anyway.
yeah, so what's the point?
I don't. So Laney is at work and Zach shows up and she immediately tries to dismiss him because she thinks that he's asking her for tutoring. But he's like, I am the smartest person in our class. I'm not
Yeah.
here to talk to you about that.
He's like he's like, "No, I get straight A's. I don't need your help."
Yeah. He's like, that's, I'm not. Mm-mm. He says he's actually there to ask her about art. And she's very cautious about this. And Jesse, who overhears the whole conversation, he's all like, hey, take my ticket to this art show that's happening tonight. And Lainey's like, no, please don't, please don't. But
Yeah.
Zach accepts. Um, and she is super upset about it. But Jesse's like, just go with him.
Mhm.
Just find out what he's about. Okay. So Zach has shown up to the poetry slash live art event, and he's pretty freaked out about what he sees, which
Yeah,
is fair.
because what type of white people shit was that?
Yeah, they had a burning garbage bit.
I
There
wrote
were
I
people
wrote down one
bursting.
I wrote down one of the things they said. One of the people said, "My soul is an island. My car is a Ford."
There's a more my cars are for.
What does that even mean?
No, I know. And the people sitting there are like, yes,
Mhm.
yes, give me more. um, but yeah, he's pretty freaked out about what he's seen. But everybody loves the piece. And after, Laney has told the host that Zach is there for the first time, and they encourage him to go up on stage and participate in this slam poetry deal.
Mhm.
Um, and so he does. He goes up there, and he does a pretty good attempt at slam poetry using his hacky sack.
It was not a good attempt. Stop lying, Kelly.
I mean, for somebody who just went up there on the fly,
It was so
it's
cringe. He
okay.
he literally picked up a hacky sack, started throwing it around, and then started like hacky sacking it. He was like, "Hacky sack, hacky
Hacky
sack."
sack. But okay, see, it's better than the fact that if I went up there, I wouldn't be able to say anything. I would have been more incoherent than Zach.
True.
Um,
I
but
would have
yeah,
just
he does
started
it.
throw. I just would have started throwing out words
Yeah.
like
I
peace,
mean, come on. They said my soul's an
revolution.
island, my car is a Ford. Like,
Hmm. Peace, revolution.
yeah,
Why do we
war.
still sell meat? I just started
My
throwing
body,
out.
my body is a temple.
My body's a wonderland.
My shoe is a size 6.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I go for the goal.
Hmm.
Like, I don't, there's no connection, but that would be me.
I go for the goal. Bend it like Beckham.
That's a bar. Let him cook, let him cook. Um, but after the performance, Lainey and Zach talk about the whole ordeal and how freeing it was for him because it wasn't scripted. He had to come up with it on the spot. Um, and they're gelling. It's going pretty well until he tries to like make a move on her by saying
Hmm.
she has pretty eyes, and Lainey's like, "Yeah,
Absolutely
that's
not.
yeah, she's not having it." So she gets upset and is like, "Yeah, I'll have one of the other guys take me home."
Yeah.
Which is fair because
Fair.
she was just like, I thought this was like a friendship thing and you just want to know about art.
Right? She's like,
And
you
then
don't know
you're
me like
just,
that.
yeah, you're
Why are you
switching up on me like that.
why are you hitting on me?
Right. I thought this was a safe zone where you didn't hit on me.
Hmm.
Later, we see Brock and Taylor together and she tries to like make some moves on him, but he's way too absorbed in watching himself on the
Brock
real world.
Brock watching his own show is loser behavior.
It's very loser behavior.
Because who does that?
Uh-uh.
That's so weird.
It's very weird.
Like
Very self-absorbed.
it's giving narcissist.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, he's way too absorbed in himself and she just walks out, which she should have.
Hmm.
Later, Zach then shows up to Laney's house and asks about why she's been avoiding him, which she has a valid reason. Um, and when he invites her to the beach, she declines. She's like, "No, I'm good." But when he tries to take up Simon's offer of playing video games, she agrees
Hmm.
because she is not letting that man in her house.
Also, at some point, someone, I think it's Zach, brings up the word wigging. White people
Mm.
need to bring back their own slang because wigging kind of eats.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah.
actually bring that back. Wigging is
Mhm.
kind of a bar.
Yeah. You're absolutely
Like
wigging
that
right
like
now.
that is such a good slang word. We should not
Yeah.
have let that go.
Mm-mm. Can we please bring that back for white people? Like
Yeah,
y'all were eating during like
we're
the early
eating it.
2000s when y'all had your own
Hmm.
little slang.
Yeah.
Cuz like y'all were roasting people with like the simplest words and like y'all did that.
Yeah, some of it was crunchy, but some of it was good.
Mhm. Y'all
Like
need to
got a
work that out.
like from the 80s, got a motor. That kind of eats. I don't know what to
Yeah.
say. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
It kind of eats.
Yeah. Come on, white people, bring back the cuntiness.
Yeah, bring it
Um
back.
so at the beach, Zach tries to get Laney to loosen up when Dean and the whole crew show up, which I know it's a setup, but like why would you do that? Um and so the girls set up to tan and the boys set up the volleyball net. And when Preston goes to ask the girls if they want to play, Laney agrees after Chandler speaks up for her when she's all like, "Yeah, no, I've seen her in PE. She's trash. Don't ask her."
Hmm.
Which Laney's like, actually, I'll do it.
She
And
is she
Katie
is
joins
trash
her.
though.
She is, to be fair.
She is trash though.
I
I
know she was
will.
doing it to make a point, but like,
Yeah. Wait. She was bad. Also, we should go play beach volleyball. I haven't done it since high school.
I'd be so down. I'd be so
It's
down.
not going to be warm when you come next week,
It's
but
not.
maybe this
I
summer
thought
you'll
I
come.
I thought I was taking the week off in July.
Yeah. Ooh, let's make a full trip of it. We'll go down to LA, go down to some good beaches, maybe even San Diego. Ooh, some
I'm only
beach
5 hours away from
volleyball,
San Diego.
some beach volleyball, some good some good tourist spots. We can eat that up. That'd be
I
a
haven't been to
great
San Diego in a long time.
that'd be a great 4th of July weekend.
That's where Ruby's is, right? Or am I wrong? That one time we went to Ruby's, were we in San Diego? We
No,
didn't go that far.
no.
Okay.
That was Orange County, but that's like a couple
Ah,
hours away. We could just drive
okay.
there.
Because I still think about those milkshakes. That was almost what 10 years ago at this point.
Oh, I stop at Ruby's every time I go to Disneyland.
There's one near Disney.
Yeah,
Why didn't you say anything?
I have been saying it for years.
But we never go when we go to Disneyland. I'm mad.
Um, I go every time I go. I don't know.
Anyway,
Literally, on my way back home from my last Disneyland trip, I stopped at Ruby's.
but after I'm sorry.
LOL.
I tried to so we have a little window in the front by the front door, and so I lifted it up so that she can look out and see that there's nothing there. And then I looked down to see too just to confirm, and she literally took her face and did this and nailed me in the eye with her nose.
Good job, girl.
Why is she taking her mother out? Oh my gosh.
She said, "Don't ever disrespect me like that ever again.
She said, I am barking for a reason.
I'm
Let
barking
me
for a
bark.
reason. You may not be able to see it, but I can."
I know it's there. I am protecting the house. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Okay,
also,
hopefully she's
in this
like,
movie,
yeah.
who put that wig on Little Kim's head?
You know what? I don't know, and I have a movie fact about that.
Who put that stringy ass, awful looking wig on her head? I would like to talk.
Yeah.
Because how fucking dare you do that to the queen bee?
Yeah, I know she's not in this movie very long, but her hair,
She literally has 2 lines.
yeah,
I counted. She has 2 lines.
yeah. She has one
Maybe,
at the beginning and one at prom.
yeah. Or 3, actually, because she also has one singular line at graduation.
Oh, she does. She does. She does. So yeah, yeah. She's not in this movie very long.
No.
But anyway, after the beach, Laney is invited to Preston's house party later that night, and Chandler, who has overheard the whole thing, doesn't think she should go, since Taylor would lose her mind over it. And Katie, what's her name? Katie. Katie's like, bro, just chill. she's
Right.
she's a good person. Just if she wants to go, let her go. But after everyone leaves, Laney says she can't go because she has to clean the house, which is the lamest excuse ever.
That is such a lame excuse.
Yeah. And at the house, Jesse, who is on the phone with her, gives her shit for lying and backing out. Because she's literally just at home with her dad as he very terribly plays what is it called?
Is it
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really bad at Jeopardy. He should never try to go on the actual show.
No. Um but then Zach shows up with Mac and a crew of the JV soccer league who is there to help clean her house. Um while Mac gets her ready for the party.
And Jamie's dad
While
does not realize this.
Oh yeah, no. While this is
There's
all happening,
there's like
Laney's
7
dad
kids
just
in his
walking around
house.
his house and he has no idea.
Nope.
And Simon tries to make Zach a drink. I don't know
He tried
why.
he tried to make him a margarita, and
Yeah.
then his first mistake is that he gets like a cup of juice, and then he starts pouring what I'm guessing is whiskey because it was brown
Yeah.
in there, and then he starts mixing other stuff. I was like, no, mm-mm,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
mm-mm.
Simon's in the kitchen making jungle juice.
He is quite literally making jungle juice.
He's like, "Oh, y'all wanted to pregame? I got you."
And then he gives this man a drink before he's going to drive his sister.
Yes, to a
I'm like,
party.
I'm like,
Oh my
no, don't do
gosh.
that.
No, don't do that. So Mac and Lainey are upstairs getting ready, and she makes drastic changes to her appearance. After a couple of hours, Lainey struggles to show off her new look, but Zach is blown away with how beautiful she is, which is basically they cut her hair and she put contacts in.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh.
um, when they get to the party, Dean makes fun of Zach's blooming crush for Lainey. While that is happening, Katie takes Lainey deeper into the party to mingle, and Brock and Taylor show up drunk already,
Drunk.
it
Drunk.
seems.
Showing
Yeah.
up to a party drunk is so
Yeah.
tacky. That's
Yeah.
so tacky.
Yeah. You're not supposed to show up like that drunk. Like you can pregame
No.
and like get a little buzz,
Get a little
but
buzz, but coming
showing up to a party drunk?
drunk, that's sad.
Yeah, nobody wants that. You're like cuz you can't like talk with anybody.
Because, yeah, then everybody else is like way behind you, and
Mhm.
you're trying to keep up with everybody. And then next thing you know, you're just going to be
Mhm.
throwing up.
Yeah. It's not a good combination. It's not a
So
good
don't do
look.
that. Also,
And they
what's that black man's name? What's his name?
Preston?
Preston. He must have a white mom
Yeah.
because ain't no way a black kid would throw a party like this. Mm-mm.
No.
No, no. I would.
No,
I
one
would.
of them parents is white.
One of his parents, probably his mom, is white. Cause never,
Yeah. No.
never.
No. Also the fact that you can hear something getting broken in this house
And he did
and
not
the house
care.
wasn't immediately yeah, cleared out.
Immediately, if I heard something break, I'm like, everyone get the fuck out of my
Everyone's
house.
out. Yeah.
Everyone get the
Mm-mm.
fuck out of my house.
Because y'all want to play with my house and my belongings like that? No.
Hmm.
Get out. Get out.
Give me some money so I can go buy a replacement and get the
Right.
fuck out of my house.
So as Laney goes to use the bathroom, she runs into Misty, who is throwing up. She goes to help her, but after Misty insults her, she decides to take her revenge.
Yeah, Misty is literally on the floor covered in her own barf, and she looks
Hmm.
up at this girl and is like, "Hey, look at me. I'm just a little rich girl puking on the floor, and you're cleaning up my puke." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I was being
Yeah,
nice, but
right.
you want to play games? We can play
Hmm.
games."
Oh, yeah,
She got what she deserved.
she did.
Hmm.
So while this is going on, Zach talks to Taylor, but she has to hurry away to stop Brock from dancing because he's very much doing his drunk white boy dancing.
Oh, he was getting it. I'm not. I look. I don't like Brock, but he was getting it. I'm
He
sorry. Leave
was,
him be,
yeah.
Taylor. Leave him be. Let him
Let him
cook.
cook. Let him cook. And while Misty leaves the bathroom, people start laughing at her. And when she finally gets a glimpse of her face, she's been turned into a clown, and there's a cigarette like glued to her lip
Yep.
because she was being a clown. So
She was being a clown, so she needed her clown makeup.
yeah, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. So Zach is then caught between Taylor and Laney, and when Taylor sees that Laney is there, she immediately goes up to her and just spills her drink on her to humiliate her,
Hmm.
and says that she's a waste of space.
What
Laney
happened
then
to
runs
girls?
away.
Yeah, Lenny
What?
runs away. What happened to girls slapping each other?
Right,
Why
right.
don't girls slap each other anymore? Because Laney should have slapped the dog shit out of Taylor for
Oh
spilling
yeah,
that drink down her bra.
yeah. Because the way that she pours the drink down her dress, and like Taylor tries to make it look like an accident, it's not. She
It's
just goes
not.
up there and just pours it down the front of her dress, and she's all like,
Hmm.
"You should be more careful with silk." Like the way my hands would either be around her neck or pushing her shoulders down to beat the shit out of her.
Ladies, don't 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 be afraid to slap someone, especially if you're a minor. Yep, get that good
Mm.
slap in while you can't catch a
Mm-hmm.
charge. Yep,
Yep. Yep.
yep.
Because it's going away at 18 anyway.
I think I've slapped maybe two people in my adolescence. I should have slapped more.
Uh, yeah. Take
should
the
should
opportunity.
should have slapped people.
Yeah, and if it's really serious, take your earrings out, put some Vaseline on your face, and then go in.
And beat a bitch down. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yet again,
take.
especially in your youth,
Mm.
when you
Mm-hmm.
can't catch cases, beat people
Mm-mm.
down. Don't go around just hitting people for no reason.
Yeah, don't do aggravated. Like
Yeah,
do it in self defense.
yeah,
That's how we were raised.
yeah,
So we are raising you in the same way.
yeah. They had to hit first,
Mm-hmm.
and
That was the only
a
rule.
hit didn't have to be like an actual hit. It
No.
just had to be a targeted attack on your body in some way, shape, or
Mm-hmm.
form, and
Mm-hmm.
then you could go and you could hit that person back.
Yeah, yeah. If they put their hands on you and you don't want their hands on you,
Hmm.
permission to swing.
Yeah.
Permission to swing. So Lainey runs away, and Zach chases after her, and she cries outside and says she never wanted to let any of them see her cry. And he comforts her kind of by saying that when you open yourself up to other people, you're opening yourself up to also get hurt, and that's just life.
I mean, which is technically true, but like,
Which is technically true, but I don't know if that was the right moment for
no,
that.
it wasn't.
He had the right idea, kind of.
Hmm.
And when she asks to be taken home, he takes her home. The next day at school, Lainey and Jesse are talking about the night before, but keep getting interrupted by people complimenting her. And she finds out that she's been nominated for prom queen.
Yeah, and then there's some random rap in the middle of the movie for no reason. Like, what was
That
that
was
about?
I don't know.
And like, they weren't
Um
even famous rappers, so I don't
mm-mm,
understand why it happened.
mm-mm.
It was a waste of like 2 minutes. It
Oh,
didn't need to be
actually,
in
I can
there.
tell you why. I can tell you why. It's one of the
Okay.
movie facts. I forgot.
Okay.
But Katie congratulates her on her nomination while the
Katie's a real
girls.
one.
She really is. She's so
Katie's a
nice.
real one. She is so nice.
But they all get paged by Taylor, But Chandler and Alex are the only ones to go because Katie's like, I don't want to deal with her anymore. Which
Yeah,
fair.
which is so refreshing to see Gabrielle Union play because literally all the other teen movies she's in, they have her playing a bitch,
Mm-hmm.
and if not an
Also,
apparent bitch, a secret bitch, but a
uh-huh.
bitch
We need
nonetheless.
we need more people like her character in like teen movies where she like they get fed up with the other
Yeah,
popular girl
yeah,
because like they're being rude.
they are being rude,
Let there
and,
be one character that actually sees that.
and Katie's like, that's not right.
Right.
Like Laney's never done anything bad to us.
Right. So when they do see Taylor, when they
Shayla,
go see Taylor, she says that Brock has broken up with her. And then when she finds out that Laney has been nominated for prom queen, she absolutely loses it.
and
We then
Brock
see
broke up
Zach
with her
the same way that she
the
broke
same
up
way
with
that she
Zach.
broke up with Zach.
Karma.
Love it.
So Zach is off during soccer practice, and after Dean questions if he's acting like this because he hasn't gotten laid, and makes a comment about sleeping with Laney, and Zach immediately goes after him. And Dean threatens him, saying that he's going to lose the bet.
Yeah.
Jesse helps Laney get some prom queen votes and support, while Taylor does the same for herself by giving out free coffee, which that's the richest thing I've ever seen.
Hmm.
Later down the line, she also gives out gift bags, which is insane. Um,
It's really not that serious, girl.
it's not. It's not. So Zach visits Laney as she's painting, and she's painting some a tribute to her mom, and they talk about how she died to cancer and how like in a day she was after the whole thing. Zach points out that she needs to stop shutting people out, and she counters by accusing him of not being able to make decisions, which is absolutely right.
True.
And he explains that he's felt pressure from his dad to follow in his footsteps and go to Dartmouth, but he doesn't want to go to Dartmouth. And Laney is immediately like,
Then don't go
you
to Dartmouth.
have the picks of every other school. Pick one.
Exactly. Just pick one.
Right. Like, you already know you don't want to go to Dartmouth. Great.
Pick a degree. Find out
Pick something
find
else.
out what school has the best program for
The best
that
program,
degree
and then go to that one.
and go to that school. It's really
Like,
not that hard.
it's not that hard. Like, the hardest part about college applications is submitting your college application
Yeah.
and then getting accepted or not. Like, that's the hardest part. And then I guess if you have a degree or you want to get a degree in something where multiple colleges have great programs, then maybe that's when it gets harder.
Yeah. Especially if
But once
you
you get it,
especially if money is not a factor.
yeah, if money is not a factor, it's once you get accepted, it's the easiest thing in the world.
Because I would have went to a much different school if money was not a factor.
If money was not an issue, yeah, same. Um, Laney then asks why he's come over, and when he doesn't answer, they go to kiss one another. But he backs out when she makes a little comment about securing her vote for prom king. And he immediately is like, "Oh, I gotta go, but I'll call you later." Zach then has a dream about Brock, Taylor, and Laney, and it freaks him out because they're talking about like how he just can't make decisions and how he's gonna hurt Laney. Um, Laney is then very distracted at school and asks Jesse if she's kissable, but they've been friends for so long, and he's like, I can't even answer that for you.
He was like, sure.
He's like, I guess. Um, while this is happening, Simon is working, I guess, around the calf and gets picked on by some bullies. And Zach comes in and stands up to them.
Yeah. We also get a Sarah Michelle Gellar cameo.
Yes, yes. It's actually Buffy at school.
I mean, she's
It's
dressed
just
like
Buffy.
Buffy,
She really is.
and that
She's
is
about to go see
Buffy's
John
school.
at the library. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Um, but after Zach helps out Simon, him and Laney make eye contact, but he just leaves. Later that day, Dean shows up to Laney's work asking to talk to her about going to prom together, but she turns him down immediately because she does not know that man.
Mm-hmm.
But Dean points out that Zach doesn't actually care about her since he hasn't actually asked her to prom yet. And because didn't kiss her when they were about to, Laney believes him. At home, Zach gets caught hiding all of his college acceptance letters by his dad. And Zach tells him that he doesn't understand the pressure that he's under, but his dad tells him that he's got to make a decision no matter what, because the future's coming whether he likes it or not, and he has to make a decision.
This college subplot is horrible. It's random
Yeah,
and inconsequential.
it's a D plot at this point.
Yeah, it's so bad. His father also does nothing after he finds his letters. All he does is this little, you have to pick one.
Hmm.
That's it. That's all he does.
Yeah, he doesn't give him an ultimatum. He doesn't like force him to sit down and make the
Force
decision
him
right
to sit
there.
down and make the decision right then and there.
Hmm. And what's
How?
crazy is he says that some of the college acceptance like slots or times have already passed.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, you really need to make a decision now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if that were my parents, I would have been sat down immediately and been like, "You're
Hmm.
picking one, and I will
You're
watch you
you're picking
say
one,
yes."
and we will. I don't know if they had online portals for colleges in 1999.
Probably not.
So maybe you're like just gonna call and accept.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
something.
but you're accepting tonight. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would have been called if like things were still open, I would have been forced to call and say, "Yes, I
Mm-hmm.
accept," or
Yeah.
I would have been forced to write something down, put it in the mailbox,
Mm-hmm.
and like waited. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's actually insane.
Exactly.
Um we then see that Lainey and Taylor are close in the race for prom queen. And when Taylor talks to Zach about going to prom together, he says he has other plans. But Taylor's like, I don't think you do. And finds out that Dean has made a move on Lainey. Zach gets super upset and confronts Dean about asking her when Dean brings up the bet. And when Lainey asks if it's true, Zach confirms it and she runs off.
Love that they
Which,
used their
fair.
one PG-13 F bomb
Yes.
on a fucking bet.
Yes. he, I mean, if anyone was like going to say it, I'm glad it's her.
Glad she got it.
She deserved that. She deserved that.
Yeah. Also, what's his name? Zach. Zach, you're weird as fuck for waiting until the day before prom
Right.
to ask someone to prom.
To prom.
Weirdo.
After ignoring them, not reciprocating a kiss between the two of you, never
Hmm.
talking about prom in general.
I mean,
Like you
I
thought she
get
would
it's
just
a,
get the memo?
yeah, like I get it's upsetting that I don't know if they're best friends, but your friend
You friends.
asked her out, but like you can't be mad at her for accepting someone else
When you didn't ask.
when you didn't ask.
Yeah, weirdo behavior.
Yeah.
But we then see Lainey finishing her art project, her final art project. And Zach is trying to get in touch with her and keeps calling the house, and Simon's like, "Stop calling, please." Lainey's dad then checks on her downstairs, and he worries that she's taking on too much responsibility with the family and says she should start living her life. And when he asks about the prom, she says she's not going because she doesn't have a date, but he says there's someone upstairs waiting for her. And when she goes up there, it's Dean, and he says he wanted to ask her because he wanted to go with her, and that should count for something, and she agrees to go with him. Zach takes his sister to the prom instead of Taylor, and she waits for him to pick her up.
Hmm.
When Zach and Max show up, she tells him to go find Lainey and cut in uh, while she's dancing, but Taylor catches him instead.
Yeah, and then we have a whole choreographed dance thing.
Yes,
And I literally wrote down like, how does everyone know this dance? But then Usher says that
that he did teach them.
that's the dance club, and that he taught them. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. That makes sense.
Because it wasn't like literally everyone dancing. It was like a group of people
Mm-mm.
dancing, and then like a group of people like surrounding them watching.
Watching.
So
Yeah,
I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes more
yeah,
sense.
yeah. So Mac and
Oh, also, a
Jesse,
kid brought a sex doll, and like
yes,
it wasn't
and is dancing with
confiscated.
it. No. The only thing that was confiscated was the alcohol that he had in his jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Which, those are wild rules, by the way. You let someone in with a sex doll, but not
Yeah.
like y'all. But anyway, Mac and Jesse meet and they immediately hit it off. And during the prom, Laney gets approached by her art teacher, who was very impressed with her latest art project about her mom, and said that she immediately went and told all of the art schools that she had applied to about her. So I guess that she has like a good recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
Dean is then bragging in the guy's bathroom that he has a hotel room reserved to take Laney to after the prom. But Preston and the other guys don't believe that anything is going to be happening that night.
He paid $300 for a fucking hotel room
Yeah. Yeah,
just to have
no.
sex. $300.
$300 in 1999, by
Mm-hmm.
the way.
That's insane.
Oh yeah. Um so he
She
leaves the
shouldn't have had
bathroom.
sex with him solely for the fact that he's irresponsible with money.
um But Jesse has been in one of the stalls the whole time and has overheard the whole thing and runs to tell Mac. He's out of breath when he gets to her, but eventually gets the message to her as the prom king and queen are announced. And to nobody's surprise, Zach wins prom queen and Taylor wins prom queen. And there's some mixed reactions between Taylor's friends, specifically just for Katie, because she's
Mm-hmm.
a real one.
Yeah.
Um, And Zach gives a little speech, and when Taylor goes to give hers, her mic is immediately turned down.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, as Jesse catches Zach's attention and tells him that Dean and Laney have left to go to some hotel, and he
Why?
immediately leaves.
Why did he tell Zach and not Laney?
Right,
Like, this situation was kind of none of Zach's business to begin with. And then,
right,
like, you're my best friend, not his best friend. Like, why are you
right.
telling him instead of
Also,
telling
at
me?
that point, he could have himself went and told Laney, and Mac could have gone and told Zach. They
Yeah.
could have just split up and saved
Because,
everybody time
yeah. Weirdos.
because they hadn't even left yet.
Yeah. Weird.
But
Weirdo
anyway,
behavior.
yeah. As Zach is driving around the city, he calls every hotel that he can, checking for the one that Dean has checked into. While this is happening, Lainey shows up at home and her dad calls her over,
Which, like,
and
you
she
can't
finds
do
that,
that.
yeah, no,
Like, they're not going to give you that information.
they won't. That's personal information, dude.
That's a safety issue. They're not going to tell you
Yeah,
that information. At least a good hotel won't tell you that
yeah,
information.
no. And the ones that he was calling sounded like the really good ones, so
Hmm.
no.
I mean, it's a $300 a night room.
Hmm.
It better be a good hotel.
But Zach is there waiting for her. Zach then asks about what happened with Dean, and she says that she did eventually figure out what was going on and blew his eardrum out with a small little air horn that she had with her.
Good for her.
Good for her. Ladies always have something on you.
Hmm.
They then go to the backyard to talk, and he says he made the bet before he knew her personally, and he apologizes for his actions, and she accepts it and forgives him. And they dance in the backyard and eventually kiss.
Hmm.
When Lainey asks
Kiss
about what,
me. Da, da,
yes,
da, da, da,
mm,
da.
mm, mm,
Kiss me.
mm, mm.
Kiss me.
What a great song. So when Lainey asks about what happens now that he's lost the bet, um, he says she'll figure it out eventually, and he shows up to grad butt naked except for a soccer ball covering his crotch.
Hmm.
And when he goes to accept his diploma, he throws the soccer ball at Lainey.
And then they have like a good gag with what the fuck is that man's name? Dean. They keep calling
Yes.
his name and he can't hear
And he can't hear
it.
it. They have to have Alex be like, dude, they're
Right.
The
That's
line's gone. They're
it's
calling you.
it's one of Little Kim's lines. She's like, "They're
Yes.
calling your name."
Yeah. That's so funny. But yeah, that is the end of the movie. Are you ready for some movie facts?
Absolutely.
So this was filmed at the same high school as Buffy the Vampire Slayers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she is also in this movie, Sarah Michelle Gellar, who also was in a movie with Freddie Prinze Jr., I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yes. Listen to our
It has a
episode on it.
small it has a small little cameo. The This school was also used for Not Another Teen Movie
Of course.
that parodied this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Since you brought it up, the rap and the dance sequence at the prom were added into the movie to give it more runtime.
That's kind of sad. Okay.
Um, in a 2013 interview, M. Night Shyamalan claimed to have ghost written the script. Fleming, the writer, denies this, and on the Blu-ray commentary for the film, director Robert Iscove confirms that Shyamalan was brought in after pre-production began as a contributor, and after his story points were added, the final rewrite was then handed back to Fleming so that he could add more of the teen voice to it.
How you gonna come in for a rewrite and then get rewritten? That's hilarious.
So, "Kiss Me" by Sixpence None the Richer hit
Mm-hmm.
number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 after being featured in this movie.
As it should.
Going going on to stay in the top 10 for 16 weeks.
Iconic.
Iconic. In Europe, the movie's title was changed from She's All That to Kiss Me.
Okay. Good. Good.
Okay,
I
so
don't know why the title would be Kiss Me. Like, that doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
whatever. So rapper Lil Kim made her acting debut as Alex in this movie. And so these are quotes from Cook's interview that she had. And Cook is the actress who played Laney. So this is a direct quote. "So the rumor got out that Freddie and I wore Lil Kim's wigs. I really hope Lil Kim's not watching this because that is 100% true. I'm sorry, they're magnificent and they were just there. I'm only human. Of course I was gonna put on Lil Kim's wigs."
Girl, first off, let's stop lying. Those wigs aren't good.
They were
They
not
are
great.
like, but that's hilarious. I
Yeah,
also would
the
have put
fact that
on
they
little.
put
I also would have put on Little Kim's wig.
because the urge to put on a wig is so strong. Like if the option is there, you're just like, I kind of just have to put it on. It's a very valid reaction, and I love that for them.
Especially if it's been sitting on the head of Little Kim. Yes.
Exactly. Alrighty. So, Jordan,
Hmm.
do you think this movie is iconic?
I actually put yes. This is
Yeah, me
it's
too.
a cute little movie. Um, I kind of hate that I saw it for the first time last year. That's kind of sad, but
Yeah.
I watched it, so
Yeah, you got
yeah,
there.
I got there. I enjoyed it. Nice little Usher and Lil Kim, pretty much cameos.
Yeah.
Usher actually has more lines than Lil Kim, so
He does. He's featured very heavily in this movie actually.
yeah. Um, it's a great cast.
It's a great
When I
cast.
first saw it, I was like, oh my god, they're in this. They're in this.
Yeah, there's so many people that you don't know that are actually in this movie.
Like I already said, love me some Gabrielle Union.
Hmm.
So yeah,
And it's a good storyline. Like
yeah,
it's not too teen rom-com-y, if
yeah,
you know what I mean.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Okay, Jordan, what are your recommendations for this week?
I have three. My first one is Pushing 20 by Sabrina Carpenter. So wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally at work and I was just like listening to like some random playlist on Apple Music, and like this came on, and I was like, why do I like this song?
No, it's a good song. That
Oh,
that album has some good music on it.
I I quite enjoyed the song. I was like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Added it to my main playlist. I was like, yep, okay. Maybe I need to like really tap into Sabrina Carpenter.
She's got some good music, I will say. She
Okay,
keeps popping up on some of the like curated playlists from Spotify, and I'm into it.
okay, cool. My second song is "On and On" by Tyla. Great song. It's
Nice.
very short though, but it's a great song. It's only like 2 minutes long. I'm like, girl, give me more. That's another thing I'm really excited about with this like music not being able to be on TikTok anymore. Hopefully,
Hmm.
we could go back to having longer songs now.
Yes,
Cause
please. And not just like good chunk of 30 seconds of a song.
yeah, like
Because
let's.
there was a point where some songs were clearly being made for TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Because there'd be like some good songs that I'd find, I'm like, oh, that's great. And then I'd look up the whole song and I'm like, oh, actually,
Yeah, so let's go back to 3 4 minute songs. Like
please.
the good Lord intended.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Can we also bring features back, please?
Meh,
Good
eh,
features.
I'm neither here nor there when it comes to features. It all just depends on the song, to
Also,
be
I want
honest.
remixes.
It has to be a real remix, but I agree.
Yeah. Oh, I'm talking about remix like the dream level remixes, where if you ever heard the original song, you're like, this song is empty.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was literally made to be remixed.
Yeah.
Like I want that kind of level of remix where if you listen to the original you're like it's missing something because all other six artists that they eventually add to this song make it so much better.
Yeah. Um, yeah, let's make that happen. All of those
Yes,
things.
please.
The last recommendation is "Feel So Good" by Mace. Really good song.
Hmm.
I miss Mace's music. I think he became a pastor or something. I really don't know.
Really?
But he was making some good music back in the day.
Hmm.
That's another thing that's missing. We need good producers. What happened to all the producers? Now all the music is starting to sound the same. We need some good producers.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it
You
for
just need
me.
to overhaul.
Yeah, we just need a whole musical overhaul. Everyone gets fired and has to like re-audition for their
Yes.
for their spots. We're
Yes.
doing we're doing the what is it? The the Texas Cowboy cheerleader
Yes, we're taking it
model.
we're treating this like a high school or competitive team. You
Hmm.
have to reach re
You have to retry out every
re-audition,
year.
retry out every year.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. You're done, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Good.
I have three recommendations. My first one is Love is Everything by Lupin the Third Jam Crew and Wonk. That's literally the name.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
it's a it's a lo-fi-y kind of song. Love it. Very, very vibey. My second recommendation is On My Mama by Victoria Monet.
Oh mama, oh
Mama,
my
on
hood,
my hood,
I look
I
fly.
look
Uh,
fly, I
I'm so
look
deep
good.
in my bag, like a grandma with a peppermint. Oh,
Yes.
she said, I said, but I haven't said, I can't go
Mhm.
stupid. Yeah,
Yeah, I've it's gotten so into my head that like that one part just will randomly pop up in my brain and I have to follow it through. It's kind of like with Heated
he did.
from Renaissance. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I
I
literally say he did every single time someone says he did.
Heated.
He did.
Or I do that or I do the run a renaissance or
Run it, run it, run it,
run a
run
renaissance.
it.
It's involuntary. Like it just
Mm-hmm.
happens. But yeah, I also recommend that song. And my last recommendation is Inglorious Bastards.
Okay,
It's a good Tarantino film.
okay.
Just watched it.
I've never seen it.
It's good. Like I didn't expect to find it as funny as I did, but it's pretty funny.
Okay. I have to be in a certain mood to watch a Tarantino film because of the amount of
Same.
racism he puts into all his movies. But yeah, I feel like he uses his
But yeah.
movies as an outlet to be racist. But that's just me. That's just me.
But yeah, if you're in the mood for a Tarantino film, check
Hmm.
it out.
I just watched what's the name of that movie with
Hmm.
Brad Pitt and Leo. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I just watched
I was
that
about to say, yeah.
for the first time like a month or two ago.
It's long and I don't know if I want to commit to that yet.
It wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't great, but it wasn't
Mm,
bad. Um,
okay.
it- yeah.
Because like I know my dad really wants to watch it, so
Oh, you have to watch it then. You said that your dad doesn't even really like movies that much, so
mm-mm.
you
No,
have to
I
watch
know.
it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, great. Um, Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. We have a Twitter and an Instagram. They're both at SYTYI Podcasts. Don't forget to send us your movie requests or your movie stories at our email, sytyi podcast@gmail.com. Do you like this movie?
You
Were
better.
you,
I'm
were
just
you
kidding.
were you in this movie? What was
Were
it
you
like?
in Not Another Teen Movie?
Were you in Not Another Teen Movie? If you were, that must have been great. Working with what's his name? Chris Evans.
Yes.
Yeah. Were you in both of these movies? I
Ooh,
wonder if anyone was in both of these movies. Like they were like a
that would be
background
funny
actor in both.
for both. Yeah.
And then they were also a background actor on Buffy. Ah, the Holy Trinity.
Hey. See, if that was on your resume, I'd hire you for anything.
Hire you on the
Because the
spot.
continuity,
Uh-huh.
beautiful.
Like you really know your way around this school.
Yeah, right?
So yeah, let us know. Share us with your friends and your family. Subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Everyone have a good week. What week does this come out? I believe we have a 3-day weekend, or we just had one. We just had a
We
3-day
just had
weekend.
one.
Um, Tune in next week for me and Kelly's shenanigans on whatever we do.
Yes.
I know for sure we're going out to dinner, but then she also needs
Yes.
to catch up with her cousin and find out if we're going out.
Well,
So,
we'll figure it out.
so yeah. Um, Everyone have a good week and stay iconic.
Stay iconic, y'all.
Bye.